What's up, Union Arena players? This is Kyle D, better known as Unionversity, and today we are going to be going over none other than a market watch. I know market watches are fun to look at for some players, some don't enjoy it, but hey, you know what? Let's take a look at all the stuff where cards are kind of landing and falling, and maybe there might be some goodies to snag. So if you guys are in Canada or just wants cards for some good prices as well, the Riot Games is actually a decent store. They use TCG medium prices to snag what their values are for what they have listed. And you know what? Actually pretty decent across the board. So if you guys need to get cards, they are really a good place to stop and shop. And again, they will actually ship to the States. So if you're in the United States, this is a great way of getting cards as well. With Canada Post kind of just finally opening back up and the strike kind of alleviating, they'll be able to ship these cards out through Canada Post, so you don't have to worry about shipping through like UPS or the famous FedEx. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes there's places you can get these cards really for a good price this way. Some of them are a little bit more pricier than TCG, but you just have to take what you can, right? You can get a lot more cards this way as well. So hopefully this helps get you guys into the game. They have all sets right now loaded up with cards, and it would definitely help get you into the game easy. So let's take a look. First off, Goone from Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion. This card shot up. This thing was like 16 bucks and it's on buyout. There's no way you're getting this card anytime soon. We're at like 35 plus. It is not a cheap card. It is going to be expensive and you're going to be paying for it. Then you do have Lancelot, Air Cavalier. Same thing, a card that jumped up. It was already speculated to be an expensive card, but hey, 23s to 24s is what happens when a deck is supposed to be really good. I feel like Lancelot is too setup-y, and it's going to start losing out to decks like Red, Ashford Academy, and the Purple. And I feel like Purple is in a good spot that it's just well-rounded. It just doesn't have a bad matchup. And it comes down to what your draws are and how well you can get to your raids as soon as possible. Then you have Yuji Itadori, 040, Jutsu Kaizen, $15.70. Yeah, not bad actually. Yuji, as you can tell, this is probably what's going to happen every set, is that there's going to be two hype decks. Then once the new Flavor Flav comes in, they're going to just sell them off and just walk away. The fact that we do know what Nationals is going to be looking like through Eggman's webcam event, we kind of know what decks are going to be topping in that situation. You know, 93 player pool definitely gets you a good understanding. So keeping that in mind, you have Yuji Itadori's at 16 bucks. Then Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter, $13.70. Not holding the best weight in value, but it's definitely one of those cards that, again, has a little bit of setup needed and everything like that. I don't know if it'll actually hold long term in the meta, but Code definitely shoved this deck out of the meta in JP. It was just Code was way too aggressive, way too fast, and it's starting to prove that even now. Purple Code and Red Code both are extremely fast decks that can keep tempo and pace the whole time and just apply pressure. As long as they go be aggressive, they can definitely do some damage. So Gearan Mark 2's at $7.17, going up a little bit, guys. And I'm not surprised here. This card is a necessity of the deck, and it really proves for it. Things that should have been in a starter deck should have been in a starter deck, to be honest with you. I'm very upset that they weren't. Suzaku Code Geass at $7.50. Wow. Then you have Maki Zenin, $3.35. Another card that is kind of almost a staple in the blue Code Geass. Not blue Code, blue Jiujitsu Kaizen deck. And again, it helps search you your pieces and get you as soon as possible. Again, being able to draw is also a great added bonus in this game. Again, decks that do well are decks that can be hyper aggressive or can be very consistent. meaning they get to their pieces as soon as possible. Blue Jujutsu Kaisen is a very consistent deck. It has been designed that way for the longest time because they value card pieces getting to where they need to. Then you have C2 or CC, code Guos Luchia the Rebellion, $6 to $7.27. No surprise here. This is just a really good card across the board. C2 is always just something that's worth some weight. She's going to always be. You know, people are going to say, well, she takes a little bit too much setup. But the fact of the matter is, if you use a card with 2 AP this cost this turn, draw additional card. I mean, even just slamming her down for a when played draw card is always vital. I mean, the fact that you can get an additional card out of this is not bad either. Again, trade-offs are very easy to accomplish. You know, not only as well as $4 and up to like $5.50. You know, it kind of makes sense. I expect her to actually be a little bit more higher, especially if red code starts doing well more and more. And again, it's proving it's doing a lot better than people are expecting because of the, even with the hit in the deck being that you didn't get the unblockable non-elite shenanigans. And this card still puts in the weight and strength to just keep swinging in. So just keep that in mind. Like $4.10 is nothing to scoff at. Yuji Itadori top 4 finishers is at $18. Crazy. Remember this thing being like 40s? Well, we're finally getting down to a reasonably acceptable price, and it's showing. Again, not a bad card to even just have. If you guys get Yuji Itadori's top 4 finishers, $18.90 is not bad at all. Ichigo Kurosaki top 4 finish, $14 and going down. Kind of just expect this. Again, we're kind of getting to the end wrap of the winners. So again, a lot of stores are now just getting into their second wave. The first wave, yeah, people just let FOMO win that. But now the patients are winning. The patient ones are winning. So you guys are getting them for a lot cheaper than what the first wave was. Now the second wave of stores are doing their stuff. Then we have winner Ichigo Kurosaki. We're down to $50. Okay, not bad. I expect this to come down more and more. We'll see it keep falling, and it's not a bad deal. Then you have Yuji Itadori winners at 32s. Again, I moved all my Yuji Itadori winners because I had no qualms getting rid of winner cards, but it's kind of cool that they went down this much, and I might re-pick them up because again, I would enjoy actually owning my winners again. Then Lulu Lampu, this card, $8.73, one of the least expensive ones. Kind of crazy, huh? This card has gone under fast, and again, it is a 2 of in the deck, so it's kind of cool. But you know, just things I've owned. I owned way more winners and I've done quite well to get mine, but I've moved them pretty quickly because I didn't want to keep money sitting. So, you know, Lulu Lampu super rare 1 star, $7.90 to $10. Then you have Ichigo Kurosaki New York Comic-Con 2024 going down. We're at to 25s. I expect this to keep coming down. Just hold out. Don't, if you really need this card, yeah, pick it up at 25s if you want. But I feel like because they keep releasing more and more of this same art but just different stamped, and long-term wise, I don't expect it to be expensive. Jethro Jro super rare 1 star, a card you should probably keep on your radar for when volume 2 drops, because this deck actually goes burr once volume 2 comes out, and actually is a lot better because of its additions. That the deck is a lot more powerful, you know, no duh. When you get new additions, the deck's strength upgrades, but with the abilities that it gets from the new set, the deck actually moves from like that weird tier, bottom tier 2 to mid to almost top tier 2, and that's usually all it needs to kind of just go there, because again, the ability to remove 3000 DP or less bodies on your opponent's front line is super clutch. You know, keeping that in mind, that, you know, the deck does play the way it does is really good. You know, that's kind of like this blue deck plays similar to what purple code does, and being able to remove threats and being able to minus DP is huge. Then you have Colin Kogias, Luchia the Rebellion event. We're at, you know, $10 a pop. Lelouch of the Rebellions. Sorry. Colin, three is like 10s for the release event. And Lulu Lampu 15, which is the double energy, $8 a pop. I mean, good luck trying to max rarity this deck. People won't move these cards. Goone. Goone is one of the least sought after, least moving. I can't tell you, I can't even give this thing away. This thing is at $6.39 and it's going down, guys. Nobody wants this Goone. And I think it's just because they picked the starter deck Goone. They could have picked any other Goone and they would have probably had a better shot at it. But this one is just not worth it. Asteroid Academy release event. And this one's pretty cheap, actually, guys, and plenty of stock listing. Might be worth picking up. Then Yuji Itadori 2-star. This thing's at 125, holding strong, actually. No surprise. A lot of players like to have their max rarity pieces, and this is a max rarity piece. Then you have Toshiro Hitsugaya, 146 to 147. Good to see that at least one bleach card is on the 2-star category, holding really good value. Then you have the 2-star Ichigo Kurosaki, 153, 154. The thing is, I think SIGs are going to hold longer term value than these other ones that don't have signatures. I wish signatures would actually come back. It's pretty cool to have the voice actor SIG. Then Lancelot rare 1-star, $28, you know, $30. Then Rukia Cuchi super rare 1-star, $29s, $30. Yeah, she's just gonna be expensive. She is long term, actually, to be honest with you. Suzaku super rare 1-star, $27 to $30s. No surprise here. This thing, the deck was super underrated and very cheap at the beginning, and people started realizing the deck is actually nutty strong. For being a dirt cheap entry deck to actually max rarity is not even funny. But and then C2 common 1-star, $50, guys. Maybe it's time to think about just holding off on picking this one up. This one's quite expensive. But all in all, guys, hopefully enjoyed the video. Remember, Red Riot Games in Canada, you can check out their website. Hopefully that helps you out. And guys, if you bought from TCG Player, maybe it might be good to use my affiliate link down below. It helps the channel, no extra cost. And guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.